It is NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams. Should be a terrific game here tonight. We're at Vivint Smart Home Arena in downtown Salt Lake City. Tonight, it'll be the Utah Jazz taking on the Houston Rockets. The opening tip won by the Jazz as we get started in Salt Lake City. Jay, we talk about it all the time. The coaches in this league, who best puts their players in a position to shine? And now I give you Quinn Snyder.
I remember Quinn Snyder, after an ugly loss to Atlanta last year, really made some changes to their system. And here's the thing I love about Quinn Snyder. He recruited me when I was 15 and 16 years old. He was an assistant coach at Duke. The way he spoke to me really got me to buy in. He taught me that it was about being part of something bigger than yourself. And when you buy into what Quinn Snyder preaches, that's how you end up beating OKC in the first round NBA playoffs.
Another chance. Oh, he had it. Here's Rubio into the front court. He'll run the offense. Joe Ingles. To Rubio. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Tough shot for Joe Ingles. No good.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Donovan Mitchell with the rock. To Favors. Joe Ingles. Sizing up the defense. To Joe Ingles. They've slowed down the pace. Now 3 on the shot clock. Goes to the right side. Rubio. That one off the mark. It's no good. Gordon with it. Lead is 2. Harden. James Harden. Missed his first. That one goes. The challenge defending a guy who can be a 1 or a 2.
We're not old men talking about this game. We don't define players by positions anymore. Is he a 1 or...
Flushes down the slam. Jay, they make it look so easy.
Yeah, but it's really not that easy. And as a passer, if your pass is just a fraction too early or a fraction too late, that throws the whole play off. The timing of this has to be impeccable.
That's out. Last touch by Rudy Gobert. Tucker. Clint Capella. 2-4 now.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Rubio matched up with Capella. Won't go down. Defender's lucky he wasn't called.
And that's how you make a difference. Every shot that the offense takes, make sure that it has a 10 as far as degree of difficulty.
Joe Ingles sends it away.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
Oh, emphatic slam.
That's how you punctuate a good first quarter. 3 more left to go, but you set the momentum for the second.
Utah's got it. Mitchell sizing up Eric Gordon. Nothing going here on that drive. And it's no good as time runs out on the first quarter of play. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. Harden in possession. His team up by 7. Here comes the screen. To P.J. Tucker. James Harden trying to cash in. James Harden, he is shooting well. He's made 2/3 of his shots.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Rubio down to Gobert. Not that time.
Knock that down, yo. Knock that down.
Paul into the front court. The lead stands at 9. Harden. Lets it fly from long range. Can't connect. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
Some players are just built to absorb the contact. He pretty much dusted that defender off like that was a bug at the park.
To Favors. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
As my mother would say to the defender, A for effort, F for results.
Houston takes over to Capella. Probing the defense. 2-point shot for James Harden. Won't go. Here's Rubio up top. 9-point margin. And he's fouled. He's going to the line for 2.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
Ricky Rubio at the line for 2 shots. A career 83% free throw shooter. First free throw is good. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. It's in the hands of James Harden. To Paul. Takes stock of the floor. Paul. To P.J. Tucker. Gets it down to Capella. Nice pace. Sets it up and slams it down.
It's so amazing when you get a chance to see a player in his own space. It's almost as if the defense doesn't exist. He can go left, he can go right, he can attack. He's playing on that court by himself.
Mitchell matched up with P.J. Tucker. To Joe Ingles. Rubio. Mitchell. So the first points for him in this first half, and he knocks it down for 3.
Yeah, they really need him to get going. Really surprised that none of his teammates have been talking to him. This is when he needs him the most. They have to uplift him, help him continue to be confident on the court.
Mitchell with the basketball. Down 6. Able to convert inside.
Bread and butter. And there are a few that can do it better off the screen.
James Harden. James Harden. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field. Desperation shot here from half court. Time expires to end the first half. The Rockets with the lead.
Thanks, Ed. The Rockets has their offense firing on all cylinders. Keeping up with this pace will be tough, but not impossible. I think they'll find a way to keep it going. These are the guys getting buckets for the Houston Rockets. The Jazz have got themselves in a bad situation that seems likely to only get worse. The way they struggle doesn't bode well for them at all. But if they've got some fight in them, we'll know right away in the third quarter. Have a look at the leading scorers. For the Utah Jazz,
Game track. Field goals.
the Utah Jazz just couldn't get any of their shots to go in those first two quarters. They desperately need someone to step up and catch fire for them in the second half. Most of their bricks were laid in the opening quarter.
Player of the half.
I'm ready to skip ahead and just get this guy player of the game. You can tell he's on his way to a special game.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this? Except that he fits the title of this segment. He was definitely cold in that first half. Here are the top plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
Back to Ed and Jay to bring you the second half action.
Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor. From the outside, no good. Paul into the front court. His guys lead here, early stages, third quarter. Harden. To Paul. Harden buries it on the catch and shoot.
Yeah, and what we're seeing is a brilliant offensive display. You have ball movement, player movement, and great shooting to top it off. You get those three things going, you're going to be a dynamic offensive unit.
Yes, and the foul, and a chance at 3 coming up.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The ref's bit, and that's the game.
Chris Paul at the line for a chance at a three-point play. A career 86% from the line. Paul's free throw good. A three-point play as the Rockets add to their lead. Mitchell with it up top. The deficit now up to a dozen. To Gobert. Rudy Gobert. Quiet night, but 2 for 3 in the contest right now.
Old school equals high percentage.
James Harden at the controls. Surveys the floor. Here comes the screen. To Harden. Here's a chance from long range. Had made his first couple, but he misses there.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Now Paul with the basketball. Lead stands at 10. Nothing going here on that drive. Gobert with the rebound. Mitchell matched up with Harden. To Rubio. Joe Ingles. The Jazz with 4 on the shot clock. Has a look. Deep 2 there. Won't go. For 3. Missed it. On the follow. Way to stay with it. Jazz have the ball. To Rubio. Here comes the screen. Rubio, guarded by CP3. Probing the defense. 5 to shoot for Utah. Good. Off a spin.
We got to tell our producer in the truck, you got to tag that highlight.
"17-footer at the buzzer. Knocks it down from mid-range. Long heave from three-quarters court. Third quarter comes to an end with the Rockets in front. It's Utah basketball as we begin the fourth quarter. And I think the best way to describe where they stand right now is they're down, but they're not out.
It's a game we used to play in the league all the time. It's called a series of stops. That means get 3 stops in a row. Each game is a game. Oh, he just blocked that shot out of bounds.
Okay, they're lucky they get the ball back. Short jumper won't fall.
And that's next level defense. The defender took away the pocket space of the shooter. Now, as a shooter, they shoot hundreds of shots each and every day from that pocket with consistency. Now you force them to change the angle or the positioning of that pocket, you're going to lower the chances of them making that shot.
Houston with the basketball. Harden. Rises for the slam.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice finish. It's all business.
Rubio into the front court. His club staring up at an 8-point deficit. And he throws it down. Rudy Gobert with the slam.
The true measure of Rudy Gobert comes on the defensive end. He was all-NBA defensive first team and was tied for the lowest opponent field goal percentage at 43%. You ain't getting by that.
And finishes strong.
You know, teams usually shoot higher percentages early in the shot clock. Plus, you take away the legs of the defense. You have to dictate the pace.
That'll get out. Last touch by Capella. Can't connect. To Capella. Harden. Not getting the bounce. Mitchell with the basketball. His guys trail now by 4. Rubio matched up with Paul. Nothing going here on that drive. Trying to cash in. Wide open look, won't go.
Oh, I like that. You got the defense rotating from side to side. They're even recovering late, but still, you got to make that one.
Harden to Paul. Utah with the possession. Ricky Rubio. Tough shooting. Only 2 for 6 after that make.
Ricky's never really been the guy to look for his shot first, though he did average a career high in points per game last season, and it all starts with that blow-by first step that sets up his opponent.
Harden. Mitchell with it up top. His guys find themselves trailing by a bucket. Clint Capella with a piece.
You know, sometimes basketball can become a very beautiful thing to watch. During the regular season, things can get difficult. Energy can be low. The passion at times can even be lower because players are tired. They're fatigued. But today, it's all been good. They're putting in an absolute show with killer efficiency and tremendous effort and intensity.
Here comes the intentional foul. They'll get it with 12 seconds left.
Smart play. You have fouls to use. Good way to manage the clock without burning a timeout.
First one, counted. Goes 2 for 2. Now whistle and a timeout for Utah. They'll need a quick shot and then likely a quick foul in what is now a two-possession game. Mitchell against Clint Capella. 4-3. Ingles taking the momentum of the 2018 playoffs into that three.
Just because someone is listening to you doesn't mean that they actually hear you. At the end of the game, when players get tired, they listen to what the assignment was, but they didn't hear what it was.
Chris Paul has got 2 shots coming. Hasn't missed yet. And he connects on the first free throw.
You know that's easy. They can't guard you.
Two for 2 on that trip. Jazz will take a timeout. They're going to have to draw something up for an open look at a three.
Discount. Of course you do. Save 10% on all merchandise when you purchase 3 or more items at one of our arena stores. This offer is only valid during today's game, so take advantage of this great opportunity.
Straight on 3. At the buzzer. That misses with a second to go. It's the Rockets who are victorious as they win this one by 3. That'll wrap things up. For Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Hey everyone, it's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Rockets emerged victorious after a tight finish. What really stood out for me is how many times they scored on second effort plays. It takes heart to keep up that kind of execution, and these guys were relentless. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Houston Rockets. The Jazz lost a tight one today, and you can see the disappointment. And even though they shot so well from the field, I bet they're only thinking about the shots they miss. This was a tough game to lose. Here are the guys who put up the most points. For the Utah Jazz,
Game track. Field goals.
this was a matchup in which solid shooting was prominently on display. I definitely enjoyed it. Like I'm loving enjoying all of these highlights right now. Great job of effective, efficient scoring from these squads.
Player of the game.
When you see these highlights, it's easy to see how this guy earned the award. His impact on the game wasn't lost on anyone.
Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have their off nights. Today was just one of those days for this guy. Time now for the top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. We look forward to seeing you again next time.